story. So my success partner is Bria, and I met Bria in my Coach Basics group when she and I were both brand new coaches, and Emma, we both had the same upline coach, which is Emma. So Bria and I were actually assigned to be success partners, and we were like, hey, yeah, that's weird. She's up in Canada. Anyways, we never talked. We were like, yeah, this isn't going to work. But then we actually met at our team retreat, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love her. And so now we were like our success partners for real. And she's amazing. So Jody is one of Bria's coaches. And so she's like my niece, really, I guess, because I'm like Bria's sister, so you'd be like my niece. Yeah. So the reason I asked Jody to speak to us today is because Jody is at the same point in her business, really, very similar to where I'm at. She's a one-star diamond coach. She is a team leader on the oh my gosh, the leadership ladder. And so we're very similar, but where we're at. But what's very different about Jody and I is she has been in this business only 1 year. Okay. And you guys know me, like I'm like the tortoise. I've been in this business since 2011. But I've been coaching now, I guess, for like 2.5 years. But I think sometimes I feel like I'm doing you guys a disservice because I have been so slow in the business that I never want you guys to think like, well, that's what I'm going to do too. Like, because to be honest with you, the slow road works and slow and steady does win the race, but it's also very frustrating. Like I can tell you, I have been very frustrated along this because, I did a whole year as a hobby coach. And then I tried, I jumped in as a coach, but like a real coach, but it was hard to make that transition. And it was just, anyways, a lot of frustrations along the way of going so slow. So I wanted Jody to kind of share her experience and what she's done in this past year. So you guys know, like, you guys can pass me up anytime. Like, you guys can grow this business as fast as you want. There really is no limit. So, Jody, if you don't mind sharing a little bit more about your story, how you got introduced to Beachbody, and I will go ahead and, if you guys can mute out, that would be great, just so there's no feedback. So go ahead and take it away. Thanks, Jody.
Thank you, Carrie, and congratulations to you being in the top 500. That's amazing. So exciting. Okay, so I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 38 years old. I've been married for 16 years, and I have 2 sons. And a couple of years ago, Bria invited me to a P90X3 challenge group. And I didn't know her very well, but she seemed really nice, and I had seen her working out on Facebook, and I thought, okay, I'll give it a try. But I'm not buying that Shakeology stuff. I'm not doing that. And what I did do was I got 2 friends to join me. So although I wasn't any success club points for Bria, I brought 2 people along that were. And about halfway through the challenge group, we decided to sell our house, and I dropped the ball altogether. I just disappeared. I went rogue in the challenge group. And my friends completed it, and Bria was really gracious. She didn't hang me out to dry too much there, but what she did do was she continued to reach out to me. And I ignored her for a while. I paid no attention. Sometimes I felt annoyed to see her working out, and because I was really mad at myself for dropping the ball. And anyways, fast forward, we sold the house. We left the city of Toronto for 26 acres in the country. So we're completely changing our lifestyle. We wanted to chase our dream of cottage living, living a life that we don't want a vacation from. So to do that, we had to spend 4 months living with family while our home was built. And most of our belongings were tied up in a trailer. I wasn't working out. I was eating junk all the time. I was eating a lot of the time. And I just felt very stressed. And we finally got in the house, and then it was winter, and it was cold and icy and mud everywhere outside because our exterior wasn't quite done. And I was finding myself really down in the dumps. And I should say that I've been a stay-at-home mom for about 10 years. So all this took place, and I had no professional connection to anything. My kids are getting to an age where they didn't quite need me to be, super involved all the time. It was time for me to spread my wings and get, some work going. So here I was in this new community, had no work experience for the last 10 years, and Bria popped up again, and she invited me to a 21-day fix challenge group. She for a year didn't give up on me, even though I dropped out and ignored her. She just kept offering, and she was always really gracious about it. And so finally I said, yes, I will join your challenge group, and I'm also going to try coaching because I need a job. I'm ready to work, and I also need the accountability. So I signed up last March to be a coach on Bria's team. I went through a round of 21-day fix, got my eating on track, got into a routine of working out every day, and I just started sharing that on Facebook, just on my personal page for a little while. And then we co-coached our first group together, and I started to feel alive again, like I found myself, because my world was so all about my kids, and my husband travels for work, so there's lots of times where I was single momming it, and I had been feeling like I was disappearing, like there was nothing left of me. All I had to talk about was my family, which is awesome. I love my family, but my friends are out there running businesses and having great careers, and I felt really lost. So I started to feel amazing, and I started to connect with old friends, and I was very lucky that a friend I hadn't even considered reaching out to reached out to me. I sort of thought she was a fitness instructor and she had a full-time job. She's not going to want to talk about Beachbody, like she already has a fitness routine. But she kept seeing my videos and seeing how happy I was, and she had an injury. She hurt her Achilles tendons in both feet from over-exercise because she was doing like 2 hours minimum a day at a gym, which is a lot when you have 2 kids and working out full-time. So she jumped in, and she signed up to be a coach, and so we've kind of been running hard together. And then I attracted another coach who I knew. I gave Stella a dot spin a few years ago, and she had been doing it. And she had just finished an Ironman triathlon. Another person I never even thought of reaching out to because she already had this fitness thing going on. But this triathlete wanted to know what I was up to. Like, the business side of this can be so appealing to someone who already loves fitness. Anyhow, I was very fortunate to hit Diamond in November, a little before my goal. So I guess that was about 6 months in. What has been really interesting about this whole experience, I've really had to learn to ride the waves. I'm a pretty sensitive person. I notice when I lose likes on my like page. I wonder, what did I post that day? But I'm learning to fight through that. And one of the things that Bria told me early on was to be here in a year. And so I just hit that milestone. I'm really happy that I rode those waves because there are moments. I remember this one day in particular that stands out in my mind. There have been a few people that I've been talking to for a while, forming. They weren't quite ready to join a challenge group, but still I was reaching out and connecting, and they were liking my posts, and so we were engaging and talking about, sometimes about food or what to feed, what to cook with kids. They were relating to me. Anyhow, this one particular day I reached out, and within about 10 minutes I heard back from 2 people that I had been talking to for months, and they both ordered challenge packs through somebody else. And the terrified, scared side of me wanted to curl up. I actually did. I jumped on the couch and I grabbed a blanket and I buried myself in it for a few minutes. But I had the wherewithal to go, just put on some personal development. Listen to something that's going to help you, something useful, because all that's going on up here is you're not special enough to do this. You are not cut out to be amazing. You're mediocre. This is it for you. It's too hard. Now you should just quit. Obviously you're not gonna make it. So I listened to, I don't even know what the call was. I think it was, I don't even remember who it was. But something in that moment made me realize that I was in a fight or flight moment, and I could either run away and give up and pack it in, which didn't seem like a good option because I was still feeling great physically and I was still helping people. And so I decided to fight. I decided that those moments I'm going to just keep plowing through. And I feel like in the same way that if you're a mom, you transform from being a person to a mother. You have to work through some crap to get to that point where you're like, I'm confident in doing this now. I feel like that's when I truly became sort of a coach and was ready to dive in and commit, no matter what. I was going to fight through the hard times because it was all too rewarding to not keep going. Maybe not all my friends were on board. Maybe not everybody that I thought was going to be super supportive was there. Maybe I lost a few challenge pack sales and challengers or potential coaches. But I kept telling myself, no, there's a whole world out there. Like, everybody needs to be healthy and strong. And so shortly after that, I started to attract people to my page or to my Instagram outside of my network. And I started to believe in the whole like attracts like and attracting your tribe. So I just keep trying to be genuine and put out what I truly want to share and hope that I'm going to find the people that fit with that. And it's happening. And in that moment where those two women told me they had ordered from someone else, at first, I was angry. And I knew that it wasn't a good time to respond, but I did. I wrote to the one woman and I said, oh, that's awesome, but shoot, I guess I should have told you how to order through me. Oh, well, and then I gave my head a shake and thought, like, stop it. Like, you're not serving that person. It's okay that they chose somebody else for whatever reason. I still had some part in helping them make the choice to get started on their journey, and that was still a valuable thing. And I was proud of them for that, and I was proud of myself for that. So I quickly wrote her back, and I apologized, and I said, I'm so sorry. I'm having a bit of a bad day. But in the end, I'm really happy for you. I'm glad you're going to do this, whoever it's with. And she was really appreciative. And I got to walk away from that feeling like I handled it graciously and that I didn't leave any bad blood out there or bad energy about this. There's so many people. So you lose a few, you keep going. So anyhow, the moral of the story is I truly believe that you decide to fight, you decide to be here in a year, and you just keep going no matter what. Just like the fitness programs, I think the coaching model is designed the same way. If you follow the steps laid out for you, you will have success. If you repeat your vital behaviors every day, you will have success. If you spend most of your time talking to people, you'll find your people and be successful. You have to believe that it's possible, though. I used to dream about this job. Like, I would joke with I always had these business ideas in my mind. Like, I wanted to have a cookie company. I wanted to have a coffee shop. I wanted to have a breakfast restaurant. And I would be daydreaming about these things, and my husband's going, hey, that's going to be a lot more work than you sound like you want to put in. Because ideally, like, 11 to 3 seems like a good work day to me. And I didn't have the capital to open a business like that, nor did I have the business knowledge. So this was a great opportunity for me to be an entrepreneur with so much value personally, to get paid to be fit and work out and, socialize with people so that they will do the same thing. It's like the most amazing gift. So I try to share that as much as I can and offer that to people and bring them into my tribe, whether they just love Shakeology and they're enjoying the discount or they want to quit their full-time job. You guys all know it. We all come from somewhere different and have fit this into our lives. I think the more you can share how awesome it is for you, the faster your team will grow.
Yes. Oops. Hi. Okay. Sorry.
That's okay.
Jody, that is awesome. That's so many good points in there. If you guys haven't had those moments yet, you will. I've had that same moment many times, Jody, where it's like somebody purchases something from someone else, or they sign up to coach under. Like I've had that happen where rock star people that I'm like friends with, they go sign up with a different coach, and I'm like, what did I do wrong? Like, what's wrong? And you know what I've realized, first of all, the first time this happened, it was my sister. She went and ordered something from Team Beachbody because I didn't tell anyone I was even a coach. And so I think when those happen, I first have to ask myself, like, okay, did I actually invite them to ever join me? Like, did I say, like, I am a coach and this is what, I'm like, no, like, that's the first thing I know. Like, I can't get mad when I was the one who wasn't being bold enough and telling people, like, I'm a coach and this is what we're going to do and I'm going to help you and you're going to order from my site and da-da-da, So I think that's a really good point. And I love the point you made about like our job is to help people, period. Like, end of story. Whether or not they buy something from us or not, like that's what we do, is help them. And I've had a lot of people come to me for help who have never purchased anything from me, and I don't care. Like, I don't care if they buy anything because it doesn't matter. Like, I want to help people and make a difference. And for a lot of people, that means purchasing something, but it doesn't always mean that. And I think it's good to remember that, Jody, like you said, like, when we react and we're like, that's so like messed up, she didn't order for me, instead of saying like, yay, good job, like, you're getting started, that's amazing, and I'm going to cheer you on. What can I do to help cheer you on or support you? And I will throw in, a lot of times, like, those people come back to me in the long run because maybe their coach quit or something like that. They'll come back to me because I didn't like drop them, like, okay, well, you're not my customer, so peace, So I love that point that you made. But I would love to have you kind of explain too, like, when you first started out, I guess, what did you feel like was your biggest thing holding you back? And like, if you could tell your brand new self something now, a year in, like, what advice would you give your brand new self?
To start inviting people to join my team right away. I don't know how many times I would chat with Bria and she'd be like, any potential coaches in mind? And I'd be like, oh, no. I was deciding for everybody whether they wanted to be a coach or not, and I was deciding that nobody wanted to do it. And then I guess I realized what an awesome gift it is in any capacity. And so I realized that I could share with everyone how it would work for them, and that meant a lot of discount coaches in the beginning, and some have moved on and some keep going and some go inactive and then they go active again because they missed their Shakeology or they caught up to the supply they ignored for a little while. If you just keep being there with those people and positive and interacting with them, you just never know who's going to pop back up too. Or go from the discount coach to a rock star coach. I had one, she's been on my team since almost the beginning, since I started offering people. The loyal Shakeology drinkers, it's a no-brainer. Like, they're going to enjoy the discount, and most of them are very happy to do it. And then they're in the circle a little more, and then they can be in the grad group or the team page, and they're exposed to the culture, even if they're not participating. They get a glimpse of it. So I had this one awesome discount coach. She just kept working out, and months ago she said, if I could have a career in fitness, I would be so happy. She was in finance. Well, she quit her job, and now she's ready to try coaching for real because she had been admiring this opportunity. So I guess I just broke free of worrying about inviting people. I stopped thinking that I was asking them to do something for me, and identified what it would do for them. I don't have a bazillion coaches, and I have 3 that are pretty active. I have one that's maybe going to sign up soon, and I think she'll kill it. But those 3 that I have, they show up on our team calls. They're showing up in the top 10 of our team, which is great. They're moving, and I don't even really know really what it is that I'm doing to keep them moving, but they're moving. So I guess that's the other thing. You know, again, I'll just remind you, I dropped out of a challenge group and ignored Bria for an entire year. Now I'm doing quite well on her team. So don't ever get mad at somebody who isn't ready. Bria always says, you know, you have to love people where they're at, and they're going to, maybe now's not the right time, but they might come back again. And so I just keep trying to be the light for them and be supportive in any way that I can. And it's working. I think I got into a better schedule of my posts, and I started a like page. It's not huge. I don't even have 300 likes yet. But I'm learning as I go, and I'm learning what kind of posts work and what don't, and I'm finding my voice. I think one of the best pieces of advice I've heard all along is to write like you're talking to your ideal challenger or your ideal coach, frankly. The people that you want to surround yourself with, the kinds of people that you want on your team are going to relate to your true self. So just be genuine. And I mean, that's another thing I love about coaching. I love that I have this platform to just ramble on at like whatever I want to talk about. I want to be a peaceful person. So if I'm in a group and there's a dispute, I might not really get too involved. I might walk away going, dang it, I wish I would have said, I could have said, I should have said. Now I feel like I have a chance to clarify and feel like understood and figure myself out too. Like it's very kind of cathartic to have a sort of blog or daily platform to voice what's important to you, what you think is great. And it's so nice to be a part of the positive vibes that are going on social media, because there's a lot of junk and nonsense, but there's also a lot of really good stuff that makes people feel awesome, and that's what I want. I mean, I feel that way. I want to make as many people around me feel that way as I can.
Yes, thank you, Jody. I know it's so true. It is. I think that was a huge switch for me too. Was realizing what a blessing this business is. My whole when I was a hobby coach, I never once posted anything about the coaching opportunity. Never, ever. And then I decided like, okay, I'm going to start coaching. And that was January of 2014. And I hit diamond pretty fast. Once I decided I was going to do it, like I did it, like I made it happen in February of that year. And then I went to Summit. And when I went to Summit, that's when I was like, holy crap, like this business is amazing. Like, and I wanted to shout it from the rooftops. And it was like, this is not, because at first I kind of felt the same thing, like, well, it benefits me when they become a coach. And so I felt like weird asking people, because it was like, I didn't want them to feel, but it's not that way at all. And once I realized, like, I mean, it had changed my health, obviously, and my finances and things like that, but just so much more than that. Like, there are things I'm doing now that I would have never done if I wasn't a coach. Like today, for example, I taught my first, so I have Fit Club and I taught live today. I'm certified in Turbo Kick, and I actually got certified back in 2009. And I never once taught, even though I've always wanted to. I did not have confidence, and I always talked myself out of it, always. And if it wasn't for coaching, I know I would not have had that confidence. I got recertified last year, and I would not have had that confidence to stand up and teach in front of people. Like, and I know that's like one of the many things from coaching. And so when I really think about all that coaching has done for me, it's like, why would you not want to offer that to people? And like you said, it might not be right for people, but like, it's just a wonderful opportunity. And so I think once I had that mind switch, that it wasn't me like begging people like, join my team because I want to be a diamond, you know, but it was like, this is going to change your life, and it's changed mine. And I think you would be amazing at it, and you can make such a difference and help so many people. And then I love what you said earlier too, Jody, about when you're first a new coach, it's so easy to take things really personal. Like when somebody would unlike your page, or like, it'd be like, oh my gosh, what did they do? Like, they don't like me. And that's something too at the beginning that like really held me back. I didn't want to put myself out there because if people didn't like it, like that really hurts.
Yeah.
But it's funny now how like, how much that changes. Like, oh, this is what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought there for a second. But the first time that happened to me, it was my very first time I was doing an invite to a challenge group. And I put it out there, turned off my computer, did not look back at my computer the whole day because I felt like I was going to puke. And I was like, oh my gosh, what are people going to say? Okay. And then I finally got on I had one of my friends text me and she's like, so many people have liked your post. And I was like, I don't want to hear about it. Like, I can't think about that right now. And I got on the next day and I messaged every one of those people. And I told them like, it was seriously a paragraph this big about a challenge group and why I liked it and why I think she should do it and how it's the best thing ever and how it's changed my life and how it's going to change. You know, I was like, bleh. Anyways, I had one friend respond and she's like, wait. So you're trying to sell me something? Like, I thought you were just trying to help people. And I was like, like I started bawling. I called Emma and I was like, you know, I can't do this coaching thing. Like, I just can't. Like, I feel gross. Like, people think I'm trying to sell them something and that's the last thing I want, you know? And Emma, you know, she's always been very like, tells you how it is, tough love. And she's like, yeah, tell her, heck yes, I'm selling something because this has changed my life. Why would I not share it with people? And I'm like, oh yeah. You know, she just made the point, like, if you let this one person stop you, think of all the people that aren't going to get your help because of one person. And it's so true. Like, we're all going to have haters and have those times when people maybe say something, but the positive is always like, there's always so many people out there that are going to outweigh that. Anyways, that's a total tangent, but I just had that thought when you were talking. And I know a lot of you guys are new coaches and you're going to experience that too, where you have those down moments and you want to just give up. And you just have to remember, like, that fight or flight, like you said, Jody, like, you can either quit and go back to where you were, or you can fight through it. You could be here in a year and your life will be totally different. You're going to have helped people. You're going to have helped yourself. You're going to have more money in your pocket. You're going to have gotten out of your comfort zone and grown as a person. You're going to have failed a lot, which is why you're going to have been successful. And really, like you said, it's our choice. You pick. You could just give up or you can keep going. Anyways, but I'd love to open it up for questions. Don't be shy, you guys. Ask Jody, like, you know, she was where a lot of you new coaches are a year ago. And so ask her questions. This is a great opportunity to pipe in. I'm going to mute out, so no pressure, you guys, to talk.
I have a question, actually, and it might have an obvious answer, but so, like, a lot of times, a lot of the videos that I've watched say, like, don't just go up to people and say, hey, join my team. It says, like, you know, get to know them. And I've loved that part about it also, because I have, like, not had that on my mind, just like, I need to invite them. And so I actually get to know them, and I've enjoyed people so much more. But then also, I just don't know, because I hear people say, like, oh, then I got the guts to invite people, and then I did it, and then I got a good response. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what the question is, but, like, how do you know, like, I'm gonna send an invite to these people that I haven't talked to in 3 years? I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know.
Do you think about coaching or about joining a challenge?
I think a little bit of both. Like, I think you were talking about, sorry, I lost everybody. Okay, there. How you invited them to join your team.
Yeah. Well, I think it's good. I shouldn't say about coaching or about a challenge group. I think you should look at everyone as both. You know what I mean? If you I like to reach out to people who I want on my team, in my track. So I kind of target sometimes specifically, like, somebody that I think shares great content, somebody that has a cool food that they're sharing all the time, somebody that I know is really always been very active, people that I know are successful. I think it's important to try and connect with those people on a non-Beachbody level first, most of the time. I will say I've had a few situations where it has been appropriate for me to go, hey, I haven't talked to you in so long. How's it going? I see that you do this. I got to tell you, I'm doing this awesome thing, and I think you would be awesome at it. Like, no pressure at all if it's not your thing, but I'm doing this coach sneak peek. You know, if you're curious at all, let me know. If not, no worries. Like, I think you're awesome, something along those lines. And in fact, there's a woman that I went to high school with. She's a fitness instructor. She's getting her yoga certification. And her and her husband are opening their second restaurant. And I have always thought she's had really great energy and a great personality. And she's posting, you know, on Facebook about her classes that she's doing. And so I decided to reach out to her and say exactly what I said to you. And she first she was kind of too busy, but she, you know, I reached out to her a few times here and there and just stayed in touch. And all of a sudden, a few weeks ago, she let me know that she's really wanting to scale back working outside of the home so she can be at home with her kids, and she wants to inspire her community, and she feels inspired by what I'm doing. And she's checked out the platform, and she's going to join my team. So even though she said no right off the bat, and even though, you know, she's not a close friend, it's not somebody that I've been in contact with for a long time, she's liking a lot of my stuff, so I feel connected, and I just went for it and reached out. I think if you're really, again, really like, just talk the way you talk, you know. Scripts are great if you tweak them to sound like you, and you get your point across, but you're just being really real, and you're giving them like lots of space to say no if they want to. I think it's okay sometimes. I mean, most of the time, again, it's good to just connect, just be around, you know, chatting with people on a regular basis, liking their posts, commenting on things that aren't fitness related at times, and not in a creepy, like creeper way, but in a genuinely care about people and show back up. That's another great thing that I found about coaching. I'm not great at keeping in touch with people. I get really, even with friends, like shy if there's been a long time between us and I don't know how to reach out. But now I have things to talk about again. And so it's easier for me to identify what's happening in their lives and show some interest and just connect. If nothing happens, that's okay. You've made a connection with someone and you probably had a nice moment with them that day, and maybe they've had it with you. And maybe in 4 weeks or 6 months, they're going to go, you know what, I maybe want to reach back out to her and see what she's up to. She's still doing that fitness stuff. I should get on that. Does that help?
Yeah, a lot. Thanks.
I'm going to put in my 2 cents too. So I very rarely do cold calls on people. You know, cold calls were out of nowhere. It's like, hi, I have not talked to you in 10 years, but do you want to be a Beachbody coach or do you want to join my challenge? You know, I personally do not do that because I've had people from other companies do that to me and I'm like, you don't know anything about, like, it was nothing personal. It was very like, it just felt they're trying to sell me something and I didn't like that feeling. And so I make sure that I personally don't do that to somebody unless I have a reason to. So if I've seen, so say for example, I haven't talked to them in 10 years, but I saw them post something about like, I just wish I could stay home with my kids. Like, I'm so over this job. Then I have a reason where I'll be like, girl, like, it's been so long I haven't talked to you, but I saw your, you know, how are the kids? How's the family? I saw your comment about hating your job. Like, that, I'm really sorry to hear that. I don't know if you've ever considered working at home. I just started this job as a fitness coach, you know, something like that. Like, you have a reason to connect with, invite them to, you know what I mean? But, or say somebody posting something like, I'm so sick of eating celery. I just want to be skinny. You know, I've seen people post stuff like that. That's when you can reach out and be like, hey, you don't have to just eat celery. Like, yeah, I just saw your post. Like, I would love for you to join me in my group. So I always connect with them first. Ask them questions. A great question is to be like, what are you up to these days? And then they ask you, what are you up to these days? And you'll say, oh, I actually just started a new job and I am a fitness coach. I teamed up with Beachbody so I could do online coaching and help people get healthy and happier. End it. You know, if they're interested, they'll ask. If, you know, they might say something like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. I wish I had motivation. Then you could be like, Well, like, it might be a perfect fit for you because it really helps motivation. Would you want more details on it? It's all online, whatever. So I don't bring it up unless it makes sense because I'm not trying to sell them. I'm trying to help them. If it doesn't make sense, then they're going to feel like I'm just trying to sell them. We're both going to feel icky, and that defeats the purpose. So for me, if it makes sense, then I invite them. Like Jody said, if you see that they're always so positive and happy, and you think like you can help so many people or whatever, something like that. So that's my 2 cents. But
and those people also that are there in this case, but this person that I was talking about, she's been liking a lot of my stuff. And so that was a good opening for initial conversation. Hold on one sec. Just saying thank you. Thank you for liking my... Sorry, the puppy was trapped. Thank you for liking my stuff. What are you doing? Oh, it just, it's a nice segue, opener. Does anybody else have any questions?
I have a question. What do you, what personal development, or is that a big part? I think you said that was a big part of your growth at the beginning. Like, what jumped out at you, I guess?
I really love, I like listening to my PD most of the time. When I'm driving or in the kitchen, like making food and stuff like that. So I love the National Wake Up Call podcast. I love to scroll back through them and listen to things that relate to what I'm stuck on or struggling with or working on, or maybe one of my coaches is struggling on and I want to help them, so I'm trying to educate myself. Most of the time, I like my personal development to be developing my knowledge of the business at this point, because I feel like my mindset is in a good place about it. I'm reading Jab, 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 Right Hook at the moment. Slowly. I'm not a big reader. I like to listen. I'm always doing stuff. When I stop with the book, I tend to nod off. I also like the Misfit Republic podcasts. Great content. And again, you just find the subject that you want to learn about that day and go. And, you just get these nuggets. Like, it might not even be part of what you thought the topic was, the thing that motivated you to listen to that call. You might find something completely different, sort of unrelated to that, comes out in the call, and it's valuable. And I always show up to my team calls as well. I don't host my own team calls yet, but my coach, Bria, has a team call every week, and I don't miss those ever. I count it as extra personal development, but I feel like you gotta show up if you want to go up, and so I like to be there. She's always got something valuable for us.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anyone else? No? Okay. Well, thank you so much, Jody. I think for me, the biggest thing that I wish if I could talk to myself as a brand new coach when I first started, and this is what I am now telling my new coaches. And I forgot to mention Jody's a success. Next month, she's going to be a Success Club All-Star, which means ever since she became a coach, she's hit Success Club every month. Okay? And I think that's a big indicator of why she is where she is. And you'll hear that on every National Wake Up Call, everything, like the coaches who are successful and are growing their business are hitting Success Club. And so I think, Jody, like, it seems like for you, you came in, you knew that that was important. You've done it, and you've made it happen every month. And I think that's why you're, where you're at. So I think if I could tell myself something new when I was a brand new coach, is I would tell myself, hit Success Club, it's not very hard. And like, cause when I first started, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so hard. Like, I'm going to try. And guess what? When you say you're going to try, you're not going to do it. Like, it's not going to happen because doubt in your mind is taking over your mind. When you have that doubt, you're setting yourself up for failure. That's just how it is. But when you tell yourself, like, I can do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to talk to so many people, and I'm going to, you know, like you said, Bria was very consistent. She was always there for you. You always felt like she was genuine. Like that's how you make it happen. So I think that's what I would have told myself. And I would have told myself to be unapologetic about what we're doing. And I think you did that right off the bat too. Like, people knew you were a coach. They knew you were running a business. They knew, you know, it was something that you were doing, that you were changing you, and you were showing that. And I did not do that when I first started. I was like so embarrassed, like, of what? Like, what was I embarrassed about? I don't even know. Like, now looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't even know why I held back so much. But I would have definitely told myself, like, you know, make that list of 100 people. Reach out to those people. Like, the sooner you can do it, the sooner your life is going to change, and the more people you're going to help. And so I love that your story shows that, because that's what I would have told myself when I first started. Like,
yeah, believing in yourself is so huge. You're so right. When you have that doubt and you listen to that, like I talk about the good wolf and the bad wolf sometimes, because I did feel them wrestling. I have days that are struggles. We all do. You know, sometimes you just want to go back to bed and forget everything. But when you set your mind to it, like mindset, like, and back to becoming a mom, like, there's no choice. You gotta figure it out. You gotta make it work, even though it's hard. And so you fight through it. And it's the same thing with this. You believe in yourself, and you stop apologizing, and you recognize the value, and then everything changes, because you're just treating it so differently.
totally. And people notice that. It's crazy. Like, when you just have that confidence, like, you just have, you know, you're dreaming big and you're confident. Oh my gosh, go potty, hurry. People notice that, and people are attracted to that, you know, a lot more than me when I first started, like, so embarrassed, and so like apologizing in the way I would post. It was like, you know, like, it's just such a big difference when you're confident and you believe in yourself. So anyways, I'm so glad that you focus on that. So thank you so much for hopping on. You're so awesome. And I hope that was helpful for you guys, and you guys can see that in a year, like, this can be you hosting somebody else's team call. Like, Jody was a brand new coach in March of last year, and now she's, you know, on a team call, the top 500 team, right? So you just never know what can happen in a year. So don't limit yourself. Don't tell yourself that you can't do this, because you can. You just show up every day. You do your personal development so your well is full and you have stuff to offer people. You be that positive light. You put on your blinders. Don't worry about what everyone else is doing. Don't compare yourself. Do you, and God's going to use you with your gifts to help the people that you need to help. And focus on that power hour, that business activity tracker, and so much can happen in a year. So thank you so much again. All right, ladies. Well, we are right at 4:25, so I am going to stay on for a minute. I know a couple of you had a couple questions that you said you wanted to talk about, so I will stay on, and you guys can stay on if you wanted to go over anything. But otherwise, a big thank you to Jody for hopping on. You're awesome.
Thanks, Carrie. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.